What is procrastination? Procrastination means putting things off or delaying them. The word comes from Latin and means to put something off until the next day. People often procrastinate by waiting until the last minute to do something or even missing the deadline. In scientific terms, procrastination means that people choose to delay important tasks even though it doesn't make sense. Researchers have tried to find out why people do this, and we'll talk about some of their findings later. Procrastination can happen in many ways. It's not just about schoolwork or work projects, it can also be putting off household chores, going to appointments, or having difficult conversations. Cause of procrastination. Procrastination is a common problem, especially among students. Studies show that around 80% to 90% of students engage in procrastination to some extent. But what causes people to procrastinate? Researchers have studied different factors that may contribute to procrastination. These include personality traits, decision-making styles, how people view time, emotional regulation, and even biological factors. The fact that students procrastinate more than the general population suggests that situational factors also play a role. Many people have their own reasons for procrastination, but research suggests some evidence-based causes. It's important to note that procrastination is not related to laziness or self-control. When people have ADHD, they might have trouble with getting things done on time and may delay tasks, which is called procrastination. Some reasons for this might be because they have difficulty with being organized, remembering important details, getting distracted easily, or figuring out what tasks are the most important to do first. These difficulties can make it harder for people with ADHD to manage their time effectively and get things done on time. When people procrastinate, it may be related to certain personality traits. For example, people who delay tasks often find those tasks unpleasant or difficult to do, which is called task aversiveness. They may also struggle with believing in themselves and their ability to complete tasks, known as low self-efficacy. People who are not disciplined, organized, and focused, or lack conscientiousness, may be more likely to procrastinate. Similarly, those who act impulsively, without thinking about the consequences of their actions, may also struggle with procrastination. All of these traits can make it harder for people to start and complete tasks on time. The way our brains are structured can also play a role in procrastination. Studies have found that people who tend to procrastinate often have brain structures that make them less focused on the future. This means that they may be less motivated to do things that are important in the long run, like completing tasks that are difficult or unappealing in the short term. Instead, they may be more focused on immediate rewards or distractions, which can make it harder to get things done on time. Mental health is all about how we think, feel, and behave. It's normal to feel sad, anxious, or stressed at times, but when these feelings start to interfere with our daily lives, it can become a problem. Procrastination is when we delay or put off doing something that we need to do. Many mental health issues like depression, anxiety, and perfectionism can make it harder for us to do things we need to do. For example, if we're feeling down and unmotivated, we might procrastinate on even simple tasks like doing the laundry or washing the dishes. Anxiety can make us avoid doing things that we're scared of, like giving a presentation or making a phone call. And if we're a perfectionist, we might avoid doing things we're not sure we can do perfectly, like starting a new project or trying a new skill. Procrastination can make these mental health issues worse. When we put things off, we often feel guilty, anxious, or overwhelmed, which can make us feel even more down or stressed. It's important to recognize when procrastination is becoming a problem and to seek help if needed. Effects of procrastination. Procrastination is when we put off doing things we need to do, and it can have negative impacts on our lives. Here are some examples. Number 1. Negative feelings. Procrastination can make us feel stressed, frustrated, guilty, and anxious. Studies have shown that students who procrastinate often experience these negative emotions. Procrastination can also be linked to low self-confidence, general unhappiness, and low self-esteem. Number 2. Lack of productivity. When we procrastinate, tasks don't get completed or are rushed and contain mistakes. This lack of productivity can impact academic performance and performance in the workplace. Procrastination can also lead to more stress and more unpleasant tasks to avoid, causing the procrastinator to miss their goals in work and life. Number 3. Health issues. Chronic procrastination has been linked to several stress-related health issues, including headaches, insomnia, digestive problems, and even colds and flu. Continuously putting off important tasks can also contribute to mental health issues such as depression, anxiety, and stress. Overall, procrastination can have serious negative impacts on our mental health, productivity, and physical health. It's important to recognize when procrastination is becoming a problem and seek help if needed. Type of procrastination. Procrastination can be caused by different reasons, and understanding these reasons can help people overcome it. Researchers have categorized procrastinators into 2 groups: passive procrastinators, who delay tasks because they have difficulty making decisions and taking action, and active procrastinators, who delay tasks on purpose because they believe they work better under pressure. Other experts have identified additional types of procrastinators, including the worrier who puts things off because they are worried about the challenge or leaving their comfort zone, the overdoer who takes on too much and struggles to complete everything, the perfectionist who avoids tasks because they doubt their ability to complete them perfectly, the dreamer who struggles with focusing on details, the defier who dislikes being told what to do, and the crisis maker who puts off tasks because they prefer working under the pressure of tight deadlines. By identifying which type of procrastinator you are, you can find ways to overcome it and become more productive. 5 top tips on how to avoid procrastination. Tip number 1. Set small goals. Sometimes, a big task can feel too hard to complete. It may seem like it's impossible to get started or finish it. But you can make it easier by breaking it down into smaller, manageable parts. Making a list of small and achievable goals can help you work through each part, step by step. This will allow you to make progress towards completing the whole task gradually. If you're not sure how to break down a task, you can learn about project management. Project management is about planning and organizing a task by dividing it into smaller, more manageable parts. By understanding the basics of project management, you can learn how to set small goals for yourself and complete a larger task more easily. Tip number 2. Organize your tasks. Breaking down a task into small goals is a helpful way to get things done, but setting deadlines for those goals is also important. A deadline is a date or time by which a goal or task needs to be completed. When you set a deadline for each of your small goals, it can help you stay motivated and focused. You can set daily goals, as well as weekly and monthly goals that all work towards completing the larger task. This helps create a sense of urgency and encourages you to take action and make progress. Whether you're working on schoolwork or a project at work, having a timeline with deadlines for each goal can keep you on track and help you achieve your main goal. Tip number 3. Focus your attention. If you're struggling with procrastination, one way to get started is to focus on the easier tasks you need to complete. Once you've broken down your larger task into smaller goals, you may be able to identify some tasks that are easier to complete than others. By starting with these easier tasks, you can build up your confidence and gain momentum towards tackling more difficult tasks. This can help you get started and make progress, even if you're feeling stuck or overwhelmed. Having a purposeful focus on completing one small task at a time can make the larger task feel more manageable and less daunting. By completing the easier tasks first, you can set yourself up for success and start making progress towards your larger goal. Tip number 4. Remove distractions. Your environment can play a big role in your ability to focus and avoid procrastination. Distractions, like your phone or TV, can make it hard to concentrate and get work done. This can increase your stress levels and make it harder to make progress on your tasks. If you find that your environment is contributing to your procrastination, it may be helpful to make some changes. For example, you could turn off your phone or move it out of sight while you're working. You could also work in a quieter space or use headphones to block out background noise. Improving your work or study environment can help reduce stress and increase productivity. If you're interested in learning more about how workplace well-being can impact performance, there are courses and resources available to help. Tip number 5. Forgive yourself. When we procrastinate, we may feel guilty and criticize ourselves for being lazy or unproductive. But this negative self-talk can actually make things worse. It can make us feel more stressed and anxious, and make it harder to focus on the task at hand. Instead of beating yourself up, it's important to practice self-compassion and forgiveness. This means being kind and understanding to yourself, just like you would be to a friend who is struggling. By being more mindful of how you talk to yourself, you can reduce the negative effects of procrastination and start to build a more positive mindset. This can help you feel more motivated and focused on your tasks, and ultimately increase your productivity. In summary, we've learned that procrastination can be a problem that affects our productivity, mental health, and physical well-being. There are different types of procrastinators, including passive and active procrastinators, worriers, overdoers, perfectionists, dreamers, defiers, and crisis makers. Breaking tasks into smaller, achievable goals and setting deadlines can help overcome procrastination. Minimizing distractions and practicing self-compassion can also be helpful. With small steps, we can make progress towards our goals and avoid chronic procrastination. Additionally, there are courses available to help with productivity in the workplace or with studies.